Hi, Cancer. Welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of July, as always, I have a special sales offer available, and it's inspired in your season, Cancer season, and it's called MoonSpell. And basically, it's a reading that guides us through a better understanding of our own lunar qualities, what kind of symbolism is represented in your own personal case, how what kind of emotional internal nature is operating during this time period. What are your needs? What are things that need to be looked up in terms of betterment of that same internal condition, what needs to be released, what kind of intuitive powers and intuitive messages you are receiving. So everything dealing with the moon and its mystery, it's represented in that reading. So if you would like to know more details about that special offer or any other of my services, again, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So, Cancer, I feel like there's a sensation of being worn out, tired, perhaps, as you initiate this new monthly chapter. There's a feeling of being really tired, or just have a sensation that is more projected into negative outlooks than positives. There's something about the way you're processing events during this time that has more of a tendency to put you down than to naturally, bring into your life optimism or bring into your life hope. There are some cancers that are a little bit hopeless during this time, and July is a month that warns you against your own defensive mechanisms in regards to happiness. So there's a curious thing here for some cancers, that is, you have mechanisms that you have created that are creating this difficulty in you accessing the same very own things you need when it comes to happiness, joy, emotional development as well, development of situations that would bring you a sense of satisfaction. So there are things that need to be teared down, brought down to the ground. There needs to be an actual, perhaps, collapse of certain things in your life that are represented here by the tower in your unconscious, because it's like an internal urge that is so strong, that it's so prominent, that is, it speaks louder than whatever, your control energy is trying to resist. So there's an interesting thing throughout July that might occur for some of you, where you have a part of you that is trying to put your foot down and be, kind of stubborn or resistant to a certain change or to a certain possibility that has this intention to open your eyes, open your mind, open your heart space to what's out there. Maybe there's something about you being very selective or very picky or very choosy here about things, and this is a time where you're asked to expand, your knowledge, your relationships, to experiment, to study, to try new things. So when you are in a more closed, conservative, perhaps, or just, fixed energy, there's the other side of you, the side of you that desires that soul growth, that, responds against this own mechanism, that responds in a way where you can feel anxiety, where you can feel a lot of impatience, or where you can attract circumstances that defy your control issues. So the more you hold on to things you shouldn't be holding on, basically, during July, the more the likelihood of something, occurring, something being taken out of the picture, something, being kind of unexpectedly happening in a way that you dislike, or in a way that, again, presents that sense of conflict and contrast that you by choice wouldn't want to deal with. So there's some cancers out there that are also in this narrow-minded energy when you should be opening it. Like, basically, it's like some of you have like this hippie soul. This being a metaphor for this desire for freedom, this desire perhaps to live your life in a way where there's, less control, less resistance, less focus on ego or materialism or whatever it is that you're holding on to tightly. Conventions of any sorts. There's a part of you that it's fixed in a rigid kind of energy system or association here, that it's being tested. So for some of you, this could be speaking about your financial circumstances, your professional circumstances. This could also be speaking about a relationship where that traditionalism, or that, again, that conception of what a marriage or a relationship is or should be like is being put to the test. You're advised to keep your mind open and your heart open, because there will be tests when it comes to what you believe is the right way, being that what you believe is the right way are the things that you can kind of control and attach to very strongly and protect fiercely, versus the things that are, an organism on their own, and, they have a life and an entity on their own, identity on their own, and they're going to do, this energy is going to do whatever it feels like doing. And so this to say that there are some of you cancers that during July might not like initially the direction something is taking, but you end up moving into August, with, after that type of tower moment, finding the lovers within. I feel like the lovers within, finding that duality within and coming to terms with the opposites in you that bring this fire, that bring this conflict, that bring this war into your life. Some of you will find, an understanding between whatever dualistic energy you're facing. Others of you, this will be a meeting, an understanding with the other that is representing this opposition in your life. So if this is about you having problems with a partner, it's not going to, be something, that it's set in stone. It's like there will be perhaps trouble in paradise, but you end the month meeting each other. So for those of you that this will be felt in your love life, if you are in a relationship, if you're dealing with someone, there can be shakeups, and you're advised to loosen up. Don't hold too tightly. Don't control. Don't pursue something if it's obviously showing signs that it wants to retreat or back away or withdraw. Allow what wants to withdraw during this time to withdraw, because most likely it's going to be a temporary thing, and it's also serving a purpose to, again, free you from something. Free you from something you should be free from a long time. Those are two energies that are very prone to self-destruction. So you might feel at times that, I really feel like you're painting a lot of like a dark picture upon something that is not going to be that dark in the end. But while you're through, the earthquake, while you're experiencing the earthquake, obviously there's a lot of fear. So keep it cool and down, being that there's a message here for your reaction. How you choose to react to events during July is going to be key and fundamental to the optimal outcomes, the best outcomes that you want to have. So there's a threat. There's something here that it's more of a threat of a very, negative situation than an actuality. For some of you, it's more of a threat than an actuality. For others of you, you already went through this, but you're still processing whatever damage this has brought into your life. For some of you, this could have been, again, a loss of security. Something about your security support system has been disrupted. It could be dealing with a relationship, or it could be dealing with money, material security, a position that has been put to risk. Some of you Cancers also have a very strong, fire within. Being that whatever you're faced with, the desire to survive, the desire to conquer, it stands, as being an energy stronger than defeat, even though in July you might have moments where you really feel defeated, as this is in the heart of the reading. Again, it's a temporary thing, because really within you, you'll have a lot of fire. You have a lot to do, to act upon, to create. You have a need to put an extension of your identity out there in the world, a mark. And whatever it is that is like the feeling of whatever occurred or is occurring that might bring this sense of feeling like making it impossible for you to pursue your wildest dreams or your independence. I feel like it's just a test. It's a test also. The biggest test here that I'm being shown is a test of detachment. Being able to not control. Being able to not do anything. To not interfere. To not resist. If you're asked to change tables because the table you're being asked to move, it's better than the one you're seated, this is an example that obviously you will take into your personal circumstance. You might think that you're better in the position you are seated initially. But when you look at what you're being indicated that is possibly much better and comfortable and going to, even be the safest and again, comfortable place for you to be in, you start considering, oh yeah, why am I here if that place looks much better? So during July, when something is indicated to you that you should move to another place, that you should change something, that you should, have an action that is different from the one you initially thought you were going to do or you're going to choose, don't be, fixed in this notion that you have to stick with how you initially thought, things should be. Like the things that, what should be versus what ends up being. Be open to the unexpected and don't be afraid to change your mind and adapt and discover. There's an issue with adaptation to different things that again are not in your safe book. That might also be causing for some of you problems. For some of you Cancers, July is also a month that can be terrific to explore, options for the future, to explore paths that you didn't see yourself possibly thinking of pursuing before. This type of energy is almost like an invitation to do several things, to, it's like an open buffet with a variety of things to, experiment and relate with. That is very interesting. And some of you, it's like this future options that you're being shown are indicative of this new self that is emerging, of the wreckage. The wreckage signifying here everything that has occurred and is occurring, that left you down, that felt like a big loss, that felt like a big change in your life. A big change in your life that changed everything, and it put you in this new trajectory where other choices could be made. If this tower didn't happen, these sort of choices that the lovers bring into your life could never happen. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.